Rocky Mountain Strength here with Leaf Hat Co. We are going to talk about a hunt of a lifetime, and that is a sheep hunt, right? Typically, that's a once-in-a-lifetime hunt. One of the harder hunts you're going to be on in terms of steep, right, tough terrain, and there's so much more than just strength and cardio. It's also going to be a lot of single leg, balance, stability, ankle strength, knee strength, right, range of motion stuff as well. So the first start, right, into this program is you need to train steep. And that means walking on an incline treadmill. That's a weighted ruck if you are in the Rocky Mountains and you can train high. If you're at sea level, right, it's just stair steppers, that type of thing. I would be hitting that endurance, cardiovascular-wise, 3 times a week. So whether that's every other day from your strength programs, but a top 3 I would do, easily to replicate what you're gonna be doing, stair stepper, incline treadmill, and then just getting out, obviously, in the mountains with weighted rucks. So starting there, add that into your program. We're going to look into 3 exercises to keep you strong on the mountain as well. And a lot of it's unilateral, meaning single-sided, especially lower body-wise. So the first thing we're going to do is a pistol squat. That sounds scary. That is super hard to do without some help, but I prefer TRX straps or holding on to something in general. So single leg pistol squat, guys, strengthening unilaterally. It's going to be a good deep squat. You're sitting back on your heel, and use that to help pull yourself up, right? You can see he's sitting down, knee is just over toe, okay, and he's sitting back in those hips. And good eccentric, which is the downward part control, and up, just like that. Now, second option, guys, if that's too hard, is give yourself a kickstand. So put that other leg on the ground, but still focus on that strength side, and then same type of motion, come up. And then as you get stronger, right, you can start lifting that foot off the ground a little more and then go into that pistol squat. But there's a bunch of variations, and then obviously without the straps is that pistol squat, but that's super tough. So, okay, after that, we're gonna work into now a more of an eccentric control exercise. So we're doing a box eccentric, right, which is the downward motion of an exercise, an eccentric step down. So getting on a box, start low, and then you can raise that box height. He's gonna sit back in his hips, 3 to 5 seconds down. He can touch that foot down, drive up, control. Claw on the ground with the inside of that toe. This is by far one of the best injury prevention exercises you guys can do for training for a steep hunt and control. Now, another option, grab a dowel, grab a stick, okay? If you don't have that strength or control yet, and you're gonna put this in front, okay? And then use this as your kickstand like you did, okay? And driving up and through. These are super tough single-legged exercises, so progressions are super important, all right? So last one, hey, we are going into just a calf raise, single leg. We're staying single on everything, unilateral, okay? So get a plate, get something you can, but you can also start on the ground, and we're just doing single leg calf raises, going all the way down, all the way up, working on that stability and strength through that ankle, right? And take your time, right? It's okay to fail and find what you need to do. Same thing, both left and right. And then you're also going to go into some help if you need more balance and stability. So the reason why we're doing something as simple as a calf raise is when you're hunting steep, right, you're dorsiflexing, okay, and extending your ankle the whole time up the mountain. So there's never a time you're really going to be flat-footed with those angled hunts on a sheep hunt. So the importance of that, right, is working into that motion that's going to translate the same thing you'd be doing up on those sheep hunts, right? At the same time, you want stable ankles. It's going to be a rocky terrain. It's going to be a lot of lateral movement left to right. So it's never also a bad idea to kind of put some pressure on the outside of your foot or the inside of your foot as you guys are climbing those steep hills. On that sheep hunt, another thing we cannot forget is having a strong core. In those awkward angles up that mountain, you're going to be in offset positions more often than not, which a lot of that times, right, that your core is going to be the supporting system, okay, going through those rocks, going through those steep rock fields, those tough areas. So we want to focus on that core as well. A simple thing here is a minute aside, side plank. You want to stay nice and neutral. It's really a tendency to roll over, okay, feeling that oblique on the side. Hold it as long as you can. If you get burned out, drop down for a little bit, keeping good form, okay? Your shoulders are going to be burning as well, and then you're popping back up. Just make sure everything is rolled backwards and you're feeling those obliques. I'd go a minute aside on that, all right? Another exercise here where we're working that rotational core is a med ball rainbow slam, okay? So similar work, good tight core. I want power out of that and you're still working a right to a left side, okay, talking about those obliques with a little power. So rotational core is super important, as well as just the stationary core, right? Keeping your core nice and strong from there. So that's another one. Third one, okay, it's also going to involve a little bit of your hips, because we're really focusing on offset exercises on this, right? Unilateral, even on that core. He's going to drop down. It's called a banded clamshell. Very similar to the first motion that we did as a side plank, but you're not going to worry about the plank as much, and you're going to open up your hips, okay, from that. And if it gets too tough on that core shoulder, just drop your hips down from the ground and use 2 hands as well like that to keep your body nice and stable, okay? So there's a lot of things you want to work on for core for those sheep hunts especially. Guys, I wish you the best of luck on those hunts. That is one of the toughest hunts, one of the most sought after hunts in North America. So train steep, guys. Good luck on that.